This is Chris with Eagles. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris with Eagles, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown August 4th, 2023 reviews. Today we're going to be discussing about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now we kick off the show with LA Knight. He comes walking out, he got some mic in his hands, and he starts talking and all that stuff, and he starts talking about the battle royale that's happening at SummerSlam and stuff. Obviously he's in it. They showed a graphic. It's going to be 25 guys, but they show like the first few or whatever. It's up there, like he's up there, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, and all them. So yeah, that's what he was showing. And then he jumps on talking about the Miz, talking about how he calls himself an A-lister and all that stuff, and must see and everything, but there ain't nothing to see with him. And then he was talking about how we got the goofball, we got the pasty goof Sheamus that thinks he's going to win it, but he ain't. He says it's going to be LA Knight that's going to be winning it. So yeah, that's what he said. But then Sheamus comes out. When we get to the match, it was LA Knight versus Sheamus with Ridge Holland and Butch, the Brawling Brutes at ringside. So yeah, this match was a pretty good match for like the most part, going back and forth and everything. But then during this match, we see the Miz walking out. We see Grayson Waller coming out, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and then we see like Santos Escobar and AJ Styles and Mia Yim coming out. So yeah, a lot of people asking this battle royal for tomorrow night is coming out to watch this match close up and everything. Sheamus and LA Knight was on the top turnbuckle during this match, and then both of them falls off, landing outside the ring and everything. Like both of them was alright after that. But then we see everybody like arguing outside the ring, and then we see the United States Champion Austin Theory coming up, hitting a big forearm to the side of the head on Santos Escobar, smiling and everything, because obviously he got his match against Santos, I think it's next week on SmackDown for the United States Championship. So yeah, that's why he did that. And then we see everybody going at it, Styles and all of them going at it outside the ring. Miz comes up hitting a big boot on Ridge Holland, and Miz is like the last one standing, pretty much laughing and smiling and everything. Sheamus grabs him and starts hitting the 10 beats to the battering ram onto the Miz, and then LA Knight try to take the chance by rolling up Sheamus, but Sheamus kicks out at 2. As soon as Sheamus kicks out at 2, he tries to hit the bro kick on the LA Knight, but Knight moves out of the way, and Sheamus hit the bro kick onto the Miz, knocking Miz off the ring apron. And then Sheamus turns around, he gets kicked in the stomach, and he gets hit with blunt force trauma by LA Knight, and then Knight pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, LA Knight defeated Sheamus tonight in a one-on-one match. And then after the match ended, Karrion Kross quickly runs in there. He got thrown over the top rope by LA Knight, and then a lot of other people starts running in there, and Knight quickly got out of the ring. So yeah, everybody's just got their eyes set on LA Knight right there, which was pretty cool and everything. So yeah, pretty good match and what happened and stuff. For that match and stuff, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good one. But yeah, great start to SmackDown. Then we see Sikoa backstage, and obviously he's getting ready because tonight he'll be facing Jey Uso in the main event for tonight's episode of SmackDown. So yeah, that match is still to come later on tonight on SmackDown. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a tag team match. But before we talk about the tag team match, we're going to talk about how this match got set up. So backstage, we see pretty much the OC and the Brawling Brutes going at it backstage, not fighting or anything, but they're arguing and all that stuff. And then we see Adam Pearce trying to get them to chill out. They won't chill out. And then Adam Pearce is like, fine, how about this? Y'all two teams, y'all got a match. So yeah, it was a tag team match between the OC and the Brawling Brutes, which I'll get to in a little bit. Then they showed a pretty good video package of the feud between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, which was pretty good and everything. But then we finally get to the tag team match. It was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC, versus Ridge Holland and Butch, the Brawling Brutes. So yeah, tag team match between those two teams, and it was a pretty good tag team match for the most part. Everybody going at it and everything. And then at the ending, everybody starts taking out each other, like we see we see Luke Gallows getting in there and everybody going in there, going at it, and then Gallows trying to powerbomb Rich Holland. Rich Holland hits a back body drop onto him, taking him out, and then we see Carl Anderson coming up and hitting a kick to the face on Rich Holland, knocking him out. Carl Anderson turns around, he gets hit with a step-up enziguri by Butch, and then all of a sudden Butch was taking control, and then all of a sudden we see Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, coming up attacking them from behind. So yeah, it caused like a disqualification, a no contest in this match. The Street Profits is going after the OC and the Brawling Brutes, just beating the hell out of them. Dawkins grabbed Carl Anderson, hit the sky high onto him, which he laid him out. And then we see Ford hitting a step-up enziguri onto, I think it was Luke Gallows, onto him. And then we see Rich Holland getting in there, and then Rich Holland got caught by Angelo Dawkins, and he hits that lift-up spinning neck breaker onto him, laying him out. Butch was trying to come up, jumping on Angelo Dawkins' back, hitting him upside the head, but Dawkins flipped him over him, and he hits to bounce into a German suplex, a tag team move from the Street Profits, laying him out. So yeah, the Street Profits laid out the OC and the Brawling Brutes, and they was wearing suits. So yeah, Angelo Dawkins wearing a suit. That happened there. And then they go up the ramp and everything, they're standing there, and then we see Bobby Lashley coming out, clapping, giving them hugs, and everything else. So yeah, Hurt Business 2.0 looks like starting up. But yeah, pretty good stuff. But yeah, still to come later on tonight in the main event, it will be Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa one-on-one tonight in the main event. But up next, I think they're going to show a video package of the feud between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso up next. So yeah, that'll be happening. But yeah, oh yeah, and they did show an amazing video package of Charlotte Flair, which was damn good. It was really good. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next segment of the night. We see Paul Heyman. He makes his way down to the ring, and he starts talking about Jey Uso and everything. Talking about how that nobody will be seeing Jey Uso after tomorrow night because it is all Jey Uso's fault and everything. After Roman Reigns destroys him, beats him down, and he says that, you know, Jey Uso is now considered a former right-hand man, and after tomorrow night he'll become former main event Jey Uso. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman was talking about, and then Paul Heyman shows this great video package about, the tribal combat, pretty much with the tribal chief and everything. And it was showing like generations of tribal chiefs and all that stuff about Samoan history and all that stuff, which was pretty cool and everything. So yeah, that's what it was showing. And then after that showed off, we see Jey Uso. He comes down there and he pretty much sends a message to Paul Heyman, telling Paul Heyman that, that tomorrow night is tribal combat and he gets to do a lot of stuff. He'll have steel chairs around him, kendo sticks, and he says he'll put Roman Reigns through a table. And not only that, he said he will defeat Roman Reigns and become the new tribal chief and become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So yeah, that's what Jey Uso said. But then all of a sudden, Solo Sikoa makes his way down to the ring, and Solo gets into the ring, and Jey is telling Solo to chill out and everything because Solo is ready for a fight already. And Jey was telling Solo, like, hey, you getting manipulated just like how I got manipulated by Paul Heyman and our cousin and everything. And he tells Solo that he knows that Paul Heyman's telling him everything every night, that just like how he told him all the times. So yeah, that's what Jey Uso was saying. And then all of a sudden, Paul Heyman wanted to talk to Solo, and Solo tells him to get out, and Paul Heyman was like, Solo, listen, I gotta talk to you. And Solo tells him to get out. Paul Heyman's just looking at him, and then Solo screams, get out, at him, and Paul Heyman was about to get out of the ring up until Solo gets hit with a super kick by Jey Uso, and then Solo got knocked out the ring. And Jey goes up to Paul Heyman, and then he says, tell Solo that I'll be seeing him later on tonight, and tell my cousin that I'll be seeing him tomorrow night. So yeah, that's what Jey Uso said to Paul Heyman, and then he left out. But yeah, later on tonight, Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa one-on-one. But then after that, we see, what happened last week on SmackDown with Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio and everything. And they say that Rey Mysterio suffered severe whiplash and stuff. And, that's what happened. Hopefully it'll be okay. So, yeah, that's what happened there. And then we see Caleb Braxton backstage interviewing the United States champion, Austin Theory. And Austin Theory was talking about Santos Escobar and everything, what he did to his mentor, but he says that next week on SmackDown he'll defeat Santos and still retain the United States Championship, but he says he got some business tonight with Cameron Grimes. He's going to go out there and defeat him as well. So yeah, that's what Austin Theory says, and then he walks out to the ring. So yeah, it looks like up next it'll be Austin Theory versus Cameron Grimes, one-on-one up next on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a one-on-one match. It was the United States Champion Austin Theory versus Cameron Grimes one-on-one in a non-title match. And you know what? As soon as this match gets started, Austin Theory grabs Cameron Grimes and tosses him down to the mat. And then all of a sudden we see Santos Escobar trying to come out there, but a bunch of referees and stuff is holding him back and everything. And Austin Theory gets his attention to Santos Escobar, trying to tell him to come on in the ring and everything. But then Austin Theory turns around. He gets hit with the cave-in by Cameron Grimes. Grimes goes for the pin. 1, 2... The referee stops to count because Austin Theory's foot was on the ropes. So yeah, he got rope break. So Austin Theory saved himself right there by accident. And then both of them was going back and forth a lot during this match. At one point, we see Cameron Grimes hit the Spanish Fly onto Theory in the middle of the ring. He goes for the pin. 1, 2. Austin Theory barely kicking out at 2. Cameron Grimes in, setting up for the cave-in. He tries to hit the cave-in on Austin Theory, but Austin Theory moves out the way. And then, after he tries to hit the cave-in onto Austin Theory, and Theory moved out the way, we see Theory throw Cameron Grimes over the top rope. Grimes lands on the ring apron. He hits Theory in the stomach with his shoulder. Grimes then climbs up the top turnbuckle, and then we see Theory hit the top rope, and Cameron Grimes falls off the top turnbuckle, hitting the top rope on the way down. Theory then picks him up on his shoulders, hits A-Town down onto him, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Austin Theory defeated Cameron Grimes tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match, but then as soon as the match ended, we see Santos Escobar get into the ring, and he picks up Austin Theory up on his shoulders, and then he hits the Phantom Driver onto him, laying him out. So yeah, pretty good stuff. That's what happened for that match, and what happened after the match. I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, they showed an amazing video package of Asuka throughout the years and everything, which was pretty good. But yeah, up next, it looked like we're going to be seeing Grayson Waller up next, hosting the Grayson Waller Effect up next on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that we got to talk about on Friday Night SmackDown, we're going to be talking about a segment and a match. So yeah, before we talk about the Zelina Vega match, we got to talk about a segment that happened beforehand. So we see Grayson Waller. He comes out hosting the Grayson Waller Effect with a special guest, Bayley and Miss Money in the Bank, Io Sky Damage Control. So yeah, Grayson Waller brings them out there, and he was wanting to talk about Shotzi and everything. Why was Bayley so scared? And Bayley was talking about how she's not scared of Shotzi or anything like that. Even though Shotzi's been terrorizing the hell out of Bayley for like the last few weeks. Well, then all of a sudden, we hear Shotzi's creepy laugh and all that stuff playing all throughout and everything. Bayley's getting all freaked out and everything. And Grace Waller's just laughing because, he just did that to mess around. So, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Shotzi's theme song hits, and Bayley thinks that, Grace Waller's messing with her again. And then we see a tank coming out, driving out there, and then Bayley's telling Io to get out there and go handle it. And Io gets out there, waiting for that person to come out the tank. And come to find out, we see Shotzi. She's already in the ring behind Bayley. Bayley turns around, Shotzi starts attacking her, beating her down and everything. She got the shaved head and everything like that. And she pulls out some clippers out of a fanny pack and then starts chasing after Bayley, laughing and everything, going through the crowd. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment. But then after that segment, we get to the match. Zelina Vega comes out there, and then it's a one-on-one match. Io Sky versus Zelina Vega one-on-one is going back and forth between these two women. And then all of a sudden, Io's taking control, knocking down Vega down on the mat. And then Io's climbing up the top turnbuckle, and then we see Shotzi back out there again. Got Bayley down on the rim trying to shave her head and everything. And Bayley's fighting back and everything. And Io's, distracted by that. Zelina Vega comes up, grabbing Io from underneath, hitting a powerbomb onto her, and then she hits Code Red onto Io Sky, pinning her for the 3 count. So yeah, Zelina Vega defeated Io Sky tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened for that match, and what happened before the match and all that stuff. I'll give it all 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see a video package of Bianca Belair, which was pretty good. So yeah, they've been showing a lot of video packages to hype up that triple threat match for tomorrow night. Bianca Belair, Asuka versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. So yeah, that's what they've been doing, is just hyping that up, which was pretty good. But up next will be the main event. It will be Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa one-on-one up next on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, it is the main event. It was Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman at ringside in a one-on-one match. So yeah, that's the main event for tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And this match, it was a pretty good match for the most part. It lasted like about 13-14 minutes or something like that. It was going back and forth between these two guys. Solo's dominating at one point, but then Jey starts coming back and knocking Solo into the corner. Got him sitting down in the corner trying to hit the hip attack onto Solo, and when Jey runs to hit that move on the Solo quickly got back up to his feet, hitting a spinning heel kick onto Jey, laying him out. He picks up Jey and hits spinning Solo onto him, and it looked like Solo was going to win this match, because then he picks up Jey, setting up for the Samoan Spike. He tries to hit the Samoan Spike onto Jey, but Jey ducks the Samoan Spike, and then Jey hits a super kick onto Solo, which knocks Solo into the ropes. Solo bounces off the ropes, coming back with a super kick onto Jey, and then Jey bounces off the ropes, and Jey comes back with a massive spear onto Solo, and then Jey climbs up the top turnbuckle and jumps off with the Uso splash onto Solo Sikoa, and then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Jey Uso defeated Solo Sikoa tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. That's what happened. Massive win for Jey. I think that's Solo's 3rd pinfall loss ever. I think he got his first one against Cody Rhodes, 2nd against Sami Zayn, and this is the 3rd pinfall loss for sure. So yeah, pretty big victory for Jey right there. But then after the match ended, Solo Sikoa attacks Jey from behind, beating him down, knocking him outside the ring, going at it with him, and Solo then grabs a steel chair from pretty much a timekeeper's area, and then he turns around, he gets hit with a super kick by Jey. Jey grabs the steel chair and starts beating Solo with the steel chair multiple times in the back, knocking him over the barricade, and then Solo was trying to get back up again, and Jey smacked him in the head with the steel chair, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment to end off SmackDown tonight. Pretty good match and all that stuff. For the match and what happened after the match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. That was match of the night for me. But yeah, tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, it was a good one for the most part. I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Good episode, good go-home show. But yeah, tomorrow night is SummerSlam. I'll be talking about SummerSlam tomorrow night. Not only that, I'll be talking about AEW Collision tomorrow night. So yeah, look out for both of those. And I already got my SummerSlam predictions up. So yeah, if you want to, you can check that out as well. But yeah, like, subscribe to CW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's SummerSlam reviews. See you guys later. Until then.